Welcome back, everybody. Well, I'd like to say a few words here. Before I do, I don't want to forget again, Happy Lunar New Year to everybody. It is the year of the Yin Metal Ox, and may it be a year of health and prosperity for all of us. I'd like to say just a few words today about love. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day on our Western calendar here, a day that we typically celebrate romantic love. And I've found for myself, and I seem to recognize this in at large in other people too, a tendency when we hear or think about the word love to associate it specifically with romantic love or primarily with romantic love, which is in some ways limiting, binding. The Greek language, or at least the ancient Greek, I'm not as sure about the modern, uh, described at least half a dozen different forms of love just by using different words for them, describing everything from romantic love to uh, kinship, camaraderie love, to just a general affection for the world at large. And uh, I think that that is useful to remember when we talk about compassion or loving kindness, which we do talk about a lot. And we often use the English word love to describe these things. And if we have a hang up in our thoughts that love is something that we reserve for or express toward people that we have an affection for, or people who make us feel good, or warm and fuzzy, as you'll hear people say, then it can really restrict how we do love and how we share that with the world. I remember uh, listening to a speaker many years ago, and it's been over 20, so I'm afraid I can't remember the speaker's name. But one thing that he said that really stuck with me, and that I've tried to remember ever since, is he was talking about love, and he asked the audience for various definitions of love, and then he offered his own, which I've remembered to this day, and I think is a very useful definition, a way to think of this. And he says, for all of the ways that we think about love, he says, try thinking of love as a choice to choose the highest good for the other person. He says, when you do that, he says, when you choose the highest good for the other person, then it expands how you're able to love, because no longer are you limited to simply loving somebody to whom you feel you have something in common, or to whom you feel you have an affection, but you can actually work to choose the highest good for anybody. And I'd like to take that reminder as we do our metta practice. I ask each time we do a service for somebody to give the name of somebody to whom they would like to send metta. And when we do our metta practice, we go through a cycle where we offer loving kindness to those who are close to us, those we don't know, and even those who are difficult for us to love. And I think of this person, or these people who are difficult for us to love, are, if they're difficult for us to love, it's generally because we have trouble with any sense of affection or closeness. And that could be because we feel that affection or closeness may bring us suffering, uh, if that's the nature of the relationship, or if it's just somebody with whom we feel we have very little in common, and are even opposed to in our beliefs. But if we look at it as a choice to choose the greatest good for them, and we can think of that as choosing a path out of suffering. When I think of good versus bad, I usually think of these things as what is good is generally what reduces or ends suffering, and what is bad is generally what increases or causes suffering. And it helps me to think of it that way. So what I'd like to do now is actually go through our metta practice just briefly. I'd like to ask maybe Joe Miller if he's willing to respond for me, if everybody else could remain on mute, but follow along. Thank you, Joe. What I'm going to do is lead us through a visualization. So feel free to close your eyes if you wish, or leave them open. But start by taking a deep breath. And then place your right hand on your chest and your left hand over that. Okay, now visualize yourself in your mind's eye. Okay, our teacher, the Buddha, tells us that we can search the world over looking for someone more deserving of our love than ourselves and not find anybody more deserving. So we start from the center and wish ourselves well. Repeat after me. May I be well.
May I be well.
May I be happy.
May I be happy.
May I know love.
May I know love.
May I know peace.
May I know peace.
Take a deep breath in and let it out. Now take your hands off your chest and hold them in front of you as if you're offering something to somebody across from you. Picture in your mind somebody who is easy to love, somebody for whom you have no difficulty choosing the highest good. And say to that person, may you be well.
May you be well.
May you be happy.
May you be happy.
May you know love.
May you know love.
May you know peace.
May you know peace.
Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take your arms a little higher and wider and farther apart. Picture in mind somebody you don't know, some anonymous person across the grocery store or that you've seen on television or out while driving or walking around. And recognize that to 7 billion other people on this planet, you are just as anonymous. And wish to that person, may you be well. Joe. May you be happy.
May you be happy.
May you know love.
May you know love.
May you know peace.
May you know peace.
Take a deep breath in and let it out. Now take your arms a little higher, a little wider and farther. Call to mind somebody who is difficult to love. Somebody perhaps we have difficulty showing affection toward, but to whom we can still choose the highest good, still wish for them to find a way out of suffering as we would for ourselves and those close to us. Say to them, may you be well.
May you be well.
May you be happy.
May you be happy.
May you know love.
May you know love.
May you know peace.
May you know peace.
Take a deep breath in and let it out. Now take your arms as high and wide and far as they'll go. Take in the whole world, everything that lives and breathes, and wish for all beings, may you be well.
May you be well.
May you be happy.
May you be happy.
May you know love.
May you know love.
May you know peace.
May you know peace.
Take a deep breath in. And as you let it out, bring your arms back to your chest, right hand over the chest and left hand over that. Bringing all of that loving kindness back to our center, back to ourselves. And once again, for ourselves, may I be well.
May I be well.
May I be happy.
May I be happy.
May I know love.
May I know love.
May I know peace.
May I know peace.
Take a deep breath in and let it out. And relax. And I'd also like to take a few moments to recite our chant of compassion. If you'd like to follow it along, I believe the Reverend Scott may be able to paste that into the chat. And this is also in our Mount Adams chant book, excuse me. So follow along for the chant of compassion. We surround all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Especially do we send out compassionate thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to all who are striving to attain truth, and to those whose feet stand close to the great change called death. We send forth all wisdom, mercy, and love. May the infinite light of wisdom and compassion so shine within us that the errors and vanities of self may be dispelled. So shall we understand the changing nature of existence and awaken into spiritual peace. And may the merit of our practice today penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together can realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, maha prajna paramita. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. Thank you for your wonderful smiles and your sharing during our check-in. And may we all today and moving forward work to choose the highest good for ourselves and everybody we encounter.